So hello, in this tutorial I would like to show you a little Christmas animation in Adobe Animate CC 2020. So right now I would like to show you what we will be doing today. Alright, so I am on the site freepik and I search for this kind of vector, and I'm going to provide this in the description, and we are going to download this. So I'm going to hit download, and we have two options to go with the premium or with the free download. I would like to go with the free one, but in this case we will have to attribute the author, and now I'm going to save the file. So I already did this, so I'm going to hit cancel, but you just put it on some place where you want. So here is my file, and I'm actually going to delete all of this. So this is what you are going to get when you download it, zip file like this, and all you need to do is right click and extract here. And it is going to give you a bunch of files. And if I double click on the AI file or on the episode file, it is going to open this in the Illustrator. So I'm going to double click, and it is going to take a few seconds unless my Illustrator is going to open. But eventually it is going to open, and I'm going to get some kind of warning that I have some missing fonts, but I'm going to hit close because it doesn't matter for me, because I'm not going to use any of the fonts. So right now, if I click, it is going to all be grouped together, and it is going to have the clipping mask. So I'm going to right click, and I'm going to choose release clipping mask. And all of that means, the clipping mask, is that it was clipped to be only in the canvas, and now we released it. Okay, so now if I click on the Santa, I am going to be able to select it like so. All right, I will go to the Adobe Animate like so, and I'm going to hit create new, and I would like to go with maybe 800 by 800 pixels, and we want to have the HTML5 canvas, and frame rate is fine as it is, and I'm going to hit create. So I'm going to zoom out a little bit with Control and mouse wheel, and I'm going to click on the properties, and maybe you are going to have your animate a little bit different, but it should be all the same. Okay, so I'm going to click on the stage, and if I'm in the properties, I should have an option for the stage. And if I click on the stage, I can choose the background color, and I can click on this this color wheel, and I can choose any color that I want, and we can go with something almost black, like this. Okay, then I will go back to the Illustrator, and I'm going to drag two things from the Illustrator. I would like to get the Santa, and then I would like to get the snow. So I'm going to drag the Santa first in the Animate, and I'm going to leave my mouse like this, and I'm going to have an options to paste as bitmap, which would paste this as an image, or paste using AI file import and preferences. And this is going to import this as a vector. So I would like to go with this one, and I'm going to hit OK. This Santa is going to be pretty small, so we are going to scale this up, and we have a few options. One of them is to go to the transform tool. If for whatever reason you do not have something from here, you can go to the window and you can get it. Okay, but we can go to the transform tool, and we can scale this up like so. Okay, maybe to something like this, 251. Or you can go to the free transform tool, or shortcut is Q, and right now you would be able to scale this up or down. Okay, like that. Now I'm going to create new layer by clicking on this plus sign, new layer, and I will go back to the Illustrator, and I'm going to drag the snow. And if I try to move the snow, we can see that it is all grouped together, which is fine. So I'm going to get it like so, and again put it to the animate and leave the mouse. And again I would like to go with this one, AI file important preferences, and I'm going to hit OK. And again, I would like to scale this up, so I'm going to go in here, and I will scale it to maybe the same as the Santa, 200 and something, 243. Alright, so now we are going to have two layers, and I can go ahead and rename them. So this one is the snow. I'm going to double click on the layer, and I'm going to name this to be snow. And this one is going to be Santa, so I'm going to double click and call this to be Santa. And I would like to put the snow below the Santa like this. Alright, fine. In here, you have this button, Keep Content Outside the Stage. And if I click this, this is how my banner is going to look like in the browser. And if you unclick this, you can work like so, but all of the parts which are outside of the canvas are not going to be visible in the browser. So now what we should do is we should save the file. So I will go to the file, hit save, and I'm going to save this to the place where I want, like this, and I will just call it to be Santa, and I'm going to hit save. So now, if you want to animate something in the Adobe Animate, you should always convert it to the symbol. So I will click on the Santa, I will go to the modify, and I'm going to choose convert to symbol, or the shortcut is F8, and we are going to be using a lot of this shortcut. So I will click this, and I can call this to be Santa. This name is going to be in the library, and make sure that it is movie clip, and just click OK. So now if I go to the library, I'm going to have these files, and I'm going to have one movie clip. Movie clips has these icons, and from here I can drag this one more time if I want, but I do not want to do it like so. But you can see that here is the Santa that we created right now. Alright, so now if you are familiar with the Adobe Animate, or you were familiar with the Flash, hopefully you are a little bit, you know that there is not only one timeline, but there are timelines in the timelines. And that's exactly what we are going to be using. So on the main timeline, we will maybe animate the jump to go up and down, but everything else we are going to be animating in the inner timeline. So I'm going to double click on the Santa, and look in here, we are in the scene 1, and if I double click, we are going to be in the scene 1 in the Santa. And right now we have only one layer. In here we had two layers, so like this. And you can use the selection tool or free transform tool. It doesn't matter, probably. And now what I want to do is in here, in the scene, in the Santa, I would like to have maybe 6 layers, and each layer is going to contain one part of the Santa. So I would like to put one leg, second leg, hand, second hand, head and body on the separated layers. And the way how I can achieve this is I will zoom in a little bit with Control and mouse wheel, and I'm going to double click on the leg. Okay, so right now I'm in the scene, in the Santa, and in some group. And if I try to move, I have still whole Santa. So I'm going to double click one more time, and I'm in the scene, in the Santa, in group, and still I don't have the leg because I have 2 legs grouped together. And if I double click one more time, I am going to be able to get only one of the legs. Alright, and right now I'm going to hit Ctrl X, which is going to cut this. I will click on the Santa in here to get back to the place. You can go to the scene and then double click, but be in the scene in the Santa. And here I am going to create a new layer. And if I would just hit Ctrl V, this would paste this in the wrong position. So I will go back. And if I go to the edit, there is an option to paste in place. And the shortcut is Ctrl Shift V. So I'm going to click this, and it is going to paste this on the correct position. And you can see right now that this layer 2, I'm going to rename it to be left leg, because for him is the left leg. And I'm going to put it below this layer 1, because it should be below. And I can call this to be body, like so. And I'm going to do the same thing for this one. So double click, and now I can get this. So Ctrl X, I will go back to the Santa. I will create a new layer. I'm going to use the shortcut Ctrl Shift V, and it is going to paste me on the right position, but I will have to put this below the body, and I'm going to call this to be right leg. And I'm going to do the same thing with the hands. So double click. Right now I have both of the hands, so double click one more time. And I'm going to click on this one, Ctrl X, go back to the Santa, new layer, Ctrl Shift V, put it below the body, and we can call this to be left hand. The same for this one, double click, Ctrl X, back to the Santa, new layer, Ctrl Shift V, and put it below the body. And this is going to be left. No, this is the right hand. All right. And the last part is going to be the head. So I'm going to double click. And I have still the body and the head. So I'm going to double click one more time. And I have only the head. So I'm going to hit Ctrl X. And there is this snow which was on his head. We are going to be dealing with this in a minute, but I will go back to the Santa. I will create new layer, and I'm going to hit Ctrl Shift B, or to show you one more time, edit, paste in place. All right. So right now, this little snow, I'm going to double click, and it was in the body. So there are two options. You can either delete it, or you can hit Ctrl X, go to the Santa, go to the layer 6, which should be named head. And while you are on this head layer, you are going to just hit Ctrl Shift V, and it is going to paste this into place. All right, fine. So now we have all of them on the separated layer. We have left hand, left leg, left hand, right hand, body, and the head. All right. Now, again, if we want to animate this, we will have to convert all of them to the symbol. So I'm going to click on this leg, I'm going to hit F8 or go to the modify, convert to symbol. And you can name these symbols, but I'm not going to be bothered with that. So I'm going to leave them as the symbol 1, and I'm going to click OK. Right now in the library we have the symbol 1. I'm going to click on this one, F8, this is going to be symbol 2. Body, F8, symbol 3. Hand is going to be symbol 4. This one is going to be symbol 5. And the head is going to be symbol 6. But right now, if you didn't delete the snow, what you should do is click on the head and with shift on the snow. Or you can just click on the head layer and click F8. And this is going to be symbol 6. Okay, so we want to have the movie clip, the head with the snow. And these names, if you want to reuse some of these, it would be fine to give the names, but we are not going to be reusing them, so I think it's fine with these symbols names. Alright, fine. Now I am going to extend the timeline a little bit, so I will go to the frame 120, and I'm going to click on one of the frames with shift select whole column, and I'm going to right click and I'm going to choose insert frame, and this is just going to extend my timeline. Fine. So now we can start to animate. But one thing before the animation is we will have to move the anchor points a little bit, because we are going to be rotating these parts, and if I click on the head, for example, I can see that I have anchor point in here. And if you are going to be on the selection tool, I guess that if you click, you won't be able to move the anchor point. So we will have to be on the pre-transform tool, the Q, and right now you are able to move the anchor point. And you want to put the anchor point of the head somewhere in here. So when you rotate this, you are going to be rotating from that place. Because if you would rotate it from here, it would be fine, but not for the hand, for example. Okay, so this is the place from which this is going to be rotating, and I want to put it in here. Okay, the same for the hand. For example, right now it would be like so we need to put it somewhere here. The same for this one, put it somewhere here. And the same for the legs, like so. Okay? And right now we can go ahead and animate this. So I can start with the head. So I will go to the frame 20, and I am making these numbers up, it's like up to you. But I will go to the frame 20, I will right click, and I'm going to choose insert keyframe, or the shortcut is F6, like so. And from the beginning one to this one, I do not want to have any movement, but from the frame 20 to maybe 30 something, I would like to rotate this. So I will create new keyframe, and I am still on the free transform tool, and I'm going to rotate this little bit like so. And I will click anywhere in between, and I am going to choose create classic twin. And I'm going to have something like this. Then I would like to stay in this position for a while, so I will go maybe to frame 50. I'm going to click F6 or right click and create new keyframe. And then I will go maybe to frame 65, and I'm going to create F6, and I would like to put it to the beginning position. And what I can do is either try to eyeball it like so, or you can go to this keyframe, hold Alt or Option on the Mac, I guess, and drag it like so. And in this case, this is going to, one more time, I need to place it on this keyframe like this. And now this is going to be on the same position as this one or as this one. And this is going to give me something like this. You can right click anywhere in between and choose remove classic twin. Okay? And in between these two keyframes, I would like to right click and create classic twin. So we are going to have movement like so, and then we will go back. Okay? And what I can do, for example, is I can click on this keyframe, click in here, and move this whole to the left a little bit, and then I can, while all of this is selected, hold Alt and drag it like so, and move it like this to repeat the animation. So we are going to have something like this, go back, something like this, and then go back. Okay, or if you want, you can animate this to the left side, but I am going to leave it like so. Okay, fine. Now I'm going to animate the legs. So I'm going to have left leg and right leg, and at the beginning what I can do is click on this leg, and I can rotate it one more time like so. I can click on the leg and I can rotate it like so, and I can even put it inside like this. And I will click somewhere here. I'm going to put F6 on both of them, and this one, for example, I'm going to rotate like so. And I'm going to right click and create classic twin. So we are going to have something like this. And then I can go in here, click F6, and I do not want to have any movement in between like so. And then I can go somewhere here, F6, and I can animate this leg. Let me get them by one. So this one I would like to animate back like so, and this one I would like to animate like this. Okay, and I'm going to select both of them like this, right click and create classic twin. And this is like up to you what you think that looks fine. Maybe I am going to adjust this a little bit later on. But we can continue. I'm going to click F6, and I do not want to have any movement in between like so. And then I would like to create one more time keyframes. You can right click and insert keyframes or the F6. And now I would like to animate this back to the position like so. And I would like to animate this maybe up like this. And I'm going to create classic twin like so. So we are going to have something like this, and then all I am going to do is animate this to the position where it was before. So I'm going to click F6 on both of them, And now I want to drag the keyframe from the beginning, because I do not want to have jump when this loops. So I'm going to hold Alt and I'm going to drag the keyframe like so. And I'm going to click anywhere in between and create classic tween. And I would like to remove this like so. Okay, so we are going to have something like this. Okay. Now, what I can do is create one more layer, and this layer is going to be some kind of present. So you can go ahead on the freepik and download some present, but I'm going to create my own, which is not going to be probably as good, but it doesn't matter. So I will get some kind of purple color on the new layer, and with Shift I'm going to do something like this. Then I'm going to get maybe some kind of gold color, and right now be aware that if I'm going to draw something on this shape and then I'm going to move this away, it is going to cut this. Okay, so one of the option is group this, or another option is just to do it on the first time correctly. So something like this, I don't know, and then maybe one more time something like this. Okay, this doesn't matter how does this look, I just wanted to quickly create some kind of present. I'm going to hit F8 and I can call this to be present, or I can leave this as a symbol 7. Okay, but I would like to rename the layer, so I'm going to double click and this is going to be present like so. Okay, so now I'm going to click on this hand and I'm going to hit Q and I'm going to rotate it down, and I'm going to maybe scale this a little bit. So with Q and Shift I'm going to scale this like so, and I'm going to position this on the hand. And right now you can see that my hand is a little bit weird, so I'm going to put it a little bit more inside like so with the arrows. Okay, because I had something like this, so I'm going to put it like so, or maybe rotate it a little bit less. This is up to you, or we can put the anchor point more in here, but I can put it like so. Okay, now I'm going to move the present a little bit with arrows on the hand. Alright, fine. So I have something like this, and now I will go to the right hand, and somewhere here I'm going to create a keyframe, F6, and I'm going to rotate this up like so. Okay, and I'm going to click anywhere in between, right click and create classic tween. So we are going to have an animation like so. And at the same time I would like to get the present, and I can move present below, so they are going to be next to each other, right hand and the present. And the present I will create keyframe maybe somewhere here, F6, and I'm going to put this up like so. And I will click anywhere in between and I'm going to create classic tween. So right now we are going to have something like this. Okay, maybe I'm going to move this little bit more in here like so, and it is going to be like so. Alright, then I'm going to animate this to fall down. So I will create keyframe somewhere here. I'm going to click F6 and I'm going to animate this down. Then we will move also the hand like this, and I'm going to right click and I'm going to create classic tween. So hopefully this is not getting complicated for you. We are slowly finishing, so stay with me, focus for a while. Right now with the present I would like to create some kind of easing. Okay, because if you are going to throw something to up, it is not going to have the linear movement all the time, but it is going to start quickly and it is going to slow down with the gravity, and it is then going to falling slowly and with the gravity falling quicker and quicker. Hopefully makes sense. So I will click on the present on this first keyframe and I will go to the classic ease like so, and there are some pre-made easings, and at the beginning, when the Santa is throwing the present up, it is going to go fast and then it is going to slow down on the top. So I would like to go with this one. I'm going to double click, and on this keyframe, it is going to be falling from the top to the bottom, and it is like it's go up and slow down in here, and it like kind of stop in here and then slowly go like this and accelerate while it is going to go down. So I will click classic ease, and from here, from the top, it is going to like this. It starts slowly and then it is going to accelerate like so. So something like this. Okay, so we have something like this, and we can do the same animation for the right hand. So I'm going to click on the right hand. I can go on the easing, and I can start with this ease out, double click on this quad. So we have something like this. It is going to fall down, and maybe somewhere in here, I'm going to create keyframe for the right hand, F6. I will move to here, F6, and rotate it down like so. So he is like catching the present. And I'm going to create classic twin. So I'm going to check, and it is falling down. And before it falls down, he put his hand down, and like so. And maybe this his hand should be there earlier. So I'm going to move this like so, like this. Okay, and maybe we can create some easing for this one, create classic ease, and maybe also this easy out, like so, like this. Okay, fine. Now we can create some kind of waving with this hand. So I'm going to, with arrows, put it a little bit inside, like so, and maybe somewhere here, I'm going to create new keyframe, F6, then go to frame maybe 70, F6, and move it like so, and then with Alt, copy this keyframe, like this, and we can highlight both of these like this, and create classic twin. So we are going to have something like this. And now we can highlight all of this, and with Alt, duplicate it like so. So he is going to wave like this. We can actually put it more closely together, like so. Okay. And we can maybe duplicate this one more time. Okay. So like this, highlight it like so, and with Alt, put it like this. Okay. And if you don't have space, you can highlight it all and either make it slower like so, okay, or you can just highlight it and move it to the beginning. One thing, if you accidentally get something like this, I just hit F5. What you can do is highlight this, right click, and choose remove frames, okay, because at the end we want to have everything on the 120. And if you, for example, have something like this that you are missing something, you can go in here and click F5 or right click and insert frame. All right, fine. And now I will go back to my scene. So I'm going to click on the scene, and I'm going to extend also this timeline. So I'm going to click on the snow with F5, and also on the Santa, F5, like this. And the Santa, I would like to create some kind of jump. So I can go maybe to frame 20, hit F6, and position him up like so. And then go on this keyframe, and with Alt, duplicate it like so. Then highlight it, create classic twin, and maybe again create some kind of easings. So when he jumps out, he is starting fast and slowing down while he is going down, while he is going up, like so. So start quickly and slow down. And the opposite, when he is falling down, he starts fall down slowly and accelerate while he is going to hit the ground, like so. So I'm going to hit Ctrl S, I will hit Ctrl Enter, and I will see what I have. Okay. So something like this. Okay. And maybe I could go ahead and play with the legs, because I'm not really satisfied with them, but I think that that it is fine. Okay, so you can adjust this as you want. I think that this already looks great, and yeah. So right now I'm going to show you how you can export this file. So I will go to the place where I save this. Okay, so here I am, and I'm going to have some kind of animate file in here, then some recover file, and then HTML, JS, and images. Okay, and these files were created because we hit Ctrl Enter, and they were created in the folder where we saved the file. But I do not want to have them in here, so I'm going to delete this, everything except the animate file, and you cannot delete the animate file because it is open. But I'm going to create new layer in here, new folder, not layer folder, and it is going to be called index. And I will go to the file, publish settings, and I'm going to click on this select publish destination, and I'm going to find my folder. So here I am, and here is my animate file, but I do not see it, but it is in here, and here is the index. I'm going to go inside of the index. I'm going to rename this to be index. It's not necessary, but I prefer to work like this, and I think it's better. I'm going to hit save, then I'm going to hit OK, then I will hit file, and I will click publish. Alright, and right now, if I go in here, I'm going to have my animate files, and if I open the index, that is going to be this, JS, HTML, JS is JavaScript, HTML is HTML, and then Adobe Animate creates some kind of images from these vectors like this. There is an option if you go to the file, publish settings, in here that export image assets, and there are few options, export as texture, sprite sheet, or image assets. Okay, and there are three options. I'm not going to explain this right now. Texture or sprite sheet is fine. So like that. And if you click on this index, this is going to open this in the browser like so. Okay. And if you want to, if you know HTML and CSS, you can put this to your website like so. And if you want to send this to some web developer to put it on your website or on some website, what you can do is click on this index, right click, choose send to, and then compressed zip folder. Okay, and this is the file that you would send to client or web developer or like that. One thing that I said in a lot of tutorials is if you want to put this on the Google Ads, there are not many, but some additional steps, something that you have to add to your code, and some libraries that you have to export, and the banner cannot be bigger than 150 files, which in this case is only 82, so it would be fine. So there are some additional process for that one, but you can put this on your website or anywhere when you want. So yeah, this is it. If you have any question or suggestion, leave them in the comment. If you like this video, maybe share it with a friend, hit the like. If you are maybe interested in more videos like this, consider to subscribe. And if you decide to subscribe, maybe hit the bell button so you get notified. And yeah, thank you very much for watching, and have a good day. Goodbye.